Please accept my namaskar. I address to all my listeners the world over. My name is Colonel Harminder Singh. I am from India. Now I live in United States. For the past about 18 years, we have become US citizens. I served in the Indian Army for 36 years and retired as a full colonel. I am also a naturopath where we cure all sort of human problems without medicine. And also I know reflexology, which is a part of acupressure, that also helps me in diagnosing and treating various ailments. But my main aim is now turned over to spirituality, spiritual life. Because I've gone in much detail in naturopathic system of healing, acupressure, and all the thing, but I found that there's still some factor is missing. Beside all the things and allopathy and homeopathy and other systems of healing, the main thing which is lacking is the spirituality, spiritual healing. Healing is actually all spiritual. It comes from God to man, and the body is healed. If we are not connected to God, that vital energy, what we call God or God energy, we miss it. It's not coming to us. It's not flowing in the body. It's not coursing over there. And the karma, what we have earned in our various previous lifetimes, catches on with us. Beside best of the medical facilities taking care of, the people are dying. And the people are going day by day down into the misery, various body ailments, mental problems, depression, and suicides, and enmities all over the world, within the families, everywhere going on. And there's no way out. So my this humble effort is to bring it to your attention. What are the problems facing the humanity today, and how can we get over them? I started this about a year back in my Indian language, Hindi, but from some of my well-wishers, I have had a request that I should also record my speeches, my these pravachans, my sayings into English language, so that more people can benefit. So here it comes to you. This is my first video, and every week I'll keep on giving to you one or maybe more than one video. So please be with me. I have nothing to gain. I have no my own views to convey to you. Neither I want to force anything onto anyone. You may be following any belief system, any religion. You can keep doing that. My approach is human. Human approach. If we are humans, nothing can go wrong. But at this moment, we are not at the humanness level. We are much below that. We can call it as an animal level. Why is it so? Because our soul, through its evolution, since ever it was created by God, it has gone through all those stages. We were earlier in the water. From water, we came over to the soil, the earth. And from there, the birds started flying in the sky. And from the animals, initially the cows, buffaloes, and then we became the man-eaters like tigers and others. And now we are into the humans. At the humans, we start at the very beginning of our conscious level, starts from almost 15 or one number, a 15 number, and it has to progress, evolve, and go up to 1000 levels. This is what Dr. Hawkins has given us in his findings in his book Truth versus Falsehood. He lays out all these things very clearly and very detailed. So we have to evolve. We are not evolving. And the present miseries, I found one lady, the whole body is covered with the, blisters and dryness, and there's no cure. I read a book in which a person has body rashes all over his body. For 20 long years, he is in hospital, ultimately died, but there were no cure. I shall try to connect you with God. God says you cure cancer with love. But no, love is missing from our lifetime. We have everything but love. The more computers, more scientific discoveries, inventions are covering our way, coming into our cell phones, the television, the media. More we have become, our life is going outward, outside, out of us. The outside world, this has become so enchanting, we have forgotten who we really are. Who we really are. This we must know. Unless we know it, no change is going to take place. We are going from bad to worse. Every day, the diseases and the various type of ailments are coming into our lives. Like even this corona, earthquakes, tsunamis, and other wars. See, the way the humanity is suffering. And who's gaining? Nobody is a gainer. Even if somebody thinks that he has achieved his particular aim, but there's no gain. Why? Because he is also going to die after few years, maybe due to ailment, disease, or old age. Nobody going to stay here permanently. All of us know it, but none of us try to decipher it, understand it, who we really are. All our behaviors, we must ask a question. Is this who really I am? And then ask the second question, is this who really I want to be in the next moment? If you stop for a moment and ask these two questions, I think your life can take a U-turn. Now, whole of life, our culture has become so, we are engrossed with the television. I see every place people are just, on the internet, on their cell phones. Nobody talks to anyone. There's no emotion being expressed. We have become emotionless people. No emotion. Somebody dies, we say, oh, sad, oh, sorry, and that's the end of it. Somebody born in the family, there's nothing, not much of it. You send a gift, a present, and the inner appreciation. What is that appreciation? That God has taken birth in our family, and we all are God-like, not like, but God has taken shape in our own lives, in our own flesh. God is in flesh, right in front of you, right inside. You are God. We don't do that. We are in the media hijacks us. Before the festival season comes, 2 months before, you start seeing the ads in the various news media. Start purchasing, start buying things, start visiting places in the search of happiness and contentment, which doesn't come. Your pockets become empty and you come back empty. And I see people coming to work on Monday morning. Monday morning, they are more tired than what they were Friday evening when the weekend starts. The reason? There's no God inside us. We have forgotten that we are humans and we are God, connected to God. And God flows into us. Each cell of our body is God, created by God. And God is sitting inside that cell. The battery, the power which drives that cell is God. Without God, your battery do not get charged. You remain fatigued. You sleep, but there's no sleep. And your body is not rested, your mind is not rested. And next morning, then you pop a few pills inside, take a strong cup of coffee, and you go to work. But there's no life in the work. You drag your legs, there's no smile, you never laugh. And if you laugh, it's artificial. The real laughter inside comes from the soul that's missing. So the major reason for our misery, this miserable life which we are living, all of us, whether you are in a poor country or whether you are in a well-off and affluent country, it doesn't matter. Inside us, all of us have become hollow. There's no depth. There's no deep thinking. There's no tranquility. There's no stillness inside of us. And then there's no peace. Peace comes only from God. Peace is of God. And if God is not with us, we are without power. God is powerful. Entire power belongs to God. Then we are without power. We drag our legs, and this body which is supposed to last for a number of years, you can live here on this earth. But it lasts only barely 50, 60, 70, 80 years. And 70, 80 we think is, oh, what a long life one has lived. That's not the end of it. That may be the beginning. There's no end. You can keep living as long as you wish to, provided you forgive all of this negativity. This negativity creates acids in the body. Those acids, they affect our vital organs, and the weakest organ, they start failing earliest. And then the poison spreads to the other places which you call cancer. Cancer, there's nothing known as cancer. It's not a disease, it's a condition. If you understand it, the way you have developed it, you retrace your steps backward and you can come out of it also. Like God says, love and you can cure cancer. Now that's the deadest disease which we think is the cancer. Untreatable, uncurable sort of thing. Very difficult, very dangerous. But love, because love is God. Another name of God is love. Love, trust, life, growth, this forgiveness, compassion, these are the names of God, which we have forgotten. To love and you can treat even cancer. The God is saying this. All the things that I am speaking to you, these are not my views. They come to me from various books, or at time God reveals them directly. And even while I am speaking, He takes over. He conveys to me and I speak out. So please listen to them carefully. Like I said earlier, I have no interest in them, in any becoming famous or achieve any following or to have any monetary gains out of this. I have none of it. My message is for all of you, for all of us, so that we understand who we really are. Know who we really are. This entity, which is me, for example, speaking to you, sitting in front of you, it comprises of three things. One is soul, second is mind, third is body, the human, the flesh, that is. The human flesh and bones and blood and mind and a soul into it. The three make an entity, a being, not a human, even an animal, every bird, these three things are required. Now, birds and animal, probably the mind is not there. They can't do thinking. Humans can do thinking. The mind, for analyzing, applying your previous knowledge into it, and then taking decisions. But mind cannot think new things. Mind can only replay what you have programmed it for. Like in a computer, you put a chip or you code something. So whenever you want, you go into the search and press the button. So whatever you have put into the computer, that is played out, displayed on the screen. But it's not a binding on you. You select whatever you want to select. Anything which you do not want, you do not choose it. But here in the mind, whatever we have collected till now, from our birth till now, whatever age you are in, it also keeps on repeating all those things without you asking for it. And the whole society, I should say more than 80% of it thinks negative. From our birth, we learn from our parents, then from our siblings, then school, college, colleagues, we learn all the negative things. We speak bad about others, we pull them down, we are dishonest in our dealings, we do not promote people, we do not promote happiness. And we have the revenge, that anger, jealousy, greed inside us. So these are the factors which pull us away from God. God is not all this. God is love, compassion, forgiveness, helping, supporting, encouraging, all these things. God is much more, we will talk about later. So who we really are? This is who we really are. We are these three, a body, a mind, and a soul, three collectively. The sum of all the three becomes an entity. You call a human or you give it a name, any Tom, any David, any name you give it. Just for identification we give the names. Wherever you are born in any part of the continent, you are a human first. And then you are any other, you are known by country, by known your faith, or by known your other caste, or your whatever. So this you must know who you really are. No, but our action should be reflect then who you really are. But our action, the soul, which is the main ingredient, is not reflected. Soul is part of God. God as a soul is sitting in us and has created us. But we are not connected to God. So we keep on playing the mind card. The mind card is all this information, is all this rubbish, is garbage, which we have collected, which doesn't connect us to God. It connects us to the world. It connects us to the material. And all the things, whatever you have, they are of no value. They are of value, but not the first. The first priority should be the spiritual. Spiritual living, when you care for others, you share your love, you share your material, you whatever you have with you, you share with others. You share their happiness, you share their sorrows, you support them, bring them up, as you would do for your own children, for your own self. Because we all are one. There's no second person. Whatever you do for yourself, that you are doing for others, that is for yourself. There's no other. There's no other. It's only you. Your soul is connected to everyone. We are all related to each other. So therefore, whatever negative we think, or we think to pull others down, speak against them, this all goes against us. It's all ego. Ego is playing its game and we do not know what it is. So we have divided the world into various countries, and within country various states and areas and whatnot. And ego, which is with us right from our previous lifetimes, is very long, is very deep, is very difficult to understand it and to get out of it, which we shall come subsequently. I shall give all the detail to you so that we can understand it and we can become God-like, and then we become God. Not like, but only God. We all are in making, we are gods in the making. We are all gods in the making. So we have to realize that. And then if that comes so, then there will be no war, there will be no disease, there will be no ill will, there will be no pulling down, no damage to anyone. Death comes and goes, is a natural phenomena, there's nothing to be scared of it. And therefore you will have no dependence on anyone, not even medicine to live. You are dependent on God, and God doesn't make you dependent on Him. He makes you independent, self-reliant. You have your own self-respect. So it only can come when the soul called thing which is sitting inside us, the spirit, when it is awakened. And when it's awakened, only then you will live a real life. Why have you come here? Otherwise you will not know why have you come here. Who are we and where do we go after we die? So this will be my endeavor with you. His aim is that all of us wake up, understand who we are, what is our role, what does the world demand from us. We only have our rights and no obligation. We have forgotten our obligations and our duties and only rights. Rights we have, we know fully well, this is my right, This is my right. But what is my obligation? That we have forgotten. Children have forgotten towards parents. Parents have forgotten towards each other and towards children. Me, my, mine is now dominant, and me, my, mine is leading us towards more anxiety, more depression, more suicides, more isolation. So let's understand all this and get out of it without paying a single penny, no cost to you, only listening and then thinking, prodding over it in your mind, and then coming out with a solution, asking God for help. The Holy Spirit is ever ready to help us. So invoking that help which is available to you free of cost. So these things which we do, we will find that this life and the negativity of the world, now see where the world is sitting now, the nuclear buttons are about to be pressed. Any moment they are pressed, the whole world will be destroyed. And we go back to old thing into the caves, that from where the life started again. So the civilization will perish. So let's not do that. And what is required is just a change of mind, and all the things can become heaven right here on earth. This is what God desires for us when He says, my sheep should come back home. So let's do that. I am grateful to you for listening to me. So please think over it and pass it on to your other friends and relatives who are of similar mind. Let them listen. They may act upon it or not. That is their sweet will. We cannot force anyone to follow it. But this must be conveyed to them. At least they should know that this is how it is. Thank you. Grateful, and my namaskar.